a lot has been said recently about alternative tax structures like flat tax, fair tax, VAT. I've thought about all of these, and my approach right now is to focus on reforming the current system, limiting the ability to use REITs to cheat on taxes, lowering corporate income taxes, that sort of thing. But I do want to talk about alternative structures. And in my mind, I think that the best alternative structure would actually be a combination of the fair tax, though at a lower rate, and land value tax. Now, see, I say fair tax at a lower rate because if we were to rely just on fair tax for our federal budget, it would have to be a 27% sales tax. That is enormous, especially considering the fact that it would be on top of existing sales taxes. It would cause too much of an incentive to not consume, to the point that it would not actually even result in the revenue that is expected. No, I would say to take fair tax and use the same idea but lower it to 8%. Now, on top of that, to get the rest of the federal revenue we need, I would say to go with land value tax for a number of reasons. First, the land value tax is more just than other types of taxes. I say that because land value tax is based on wealth that, for the most part, should not be or is not in the hands of individuals, or was not created by individuals. Nobody creates land. It was there. It was there before we got there. It will be there long after we are dead. If you have a house, it's because someone built that house. Either you built it or you bought it from someone who built it. But land is just there. So if anyone owns land, it should be the community. That's according to Henry George and Thomas Paine and others. And I say that not because I'm against capitalist ideals, but because I'm for them. You should allow people to be rewarded for the wealth that they create. And you should not reward people for not creating wealth. Ownership should be directly correlated to the value that people create. And no one creates land. It's just there. Now, also, if you have land and you haven't done anything to it, and the value goes up tremendously, that's probably because of the community, not because of you. If you buy a house for $200,000 and then 3 years later it's worth $600,000, you really didn't build that. That increase in value was caused by the community. Now, of course, you're part of the community and you contributed your part, but you did not contribute $400,000 worth. You just didn't. And so it makes sense for the community to be able to capture some of that. That's the type of tax that makes the most sense. Now, Milton Friedman said that the land value tax was the least bad tax for a number of reasons. One being that it causes less negative economic effect than other taxes. For instance, if you own some empty land in the middle of a city, you will have incentive to sell it to someone who will use it for profit-gaining activities. That incentive being that you're being taxed on it. And because you're being taxed on it, you're going to need to get rid of it and give it to someone who's going to use it for a business. That being the case, land value tax can actually result in net growth in the economy rather than a reduction of the economy the way most taxes do. Now, there's also the fact that the land value tax is more easily applied and collected than other types of taxes. You can hide transactions. You can hide income. You can hide consumption. You cannot hide land. Land is there. It is there. So it will be a lot harder under land value tax system to cheat. And I think for all those reasons, a transition to a combination of land value tax and fair tax would be a good thing. And I think there would be less cheating and it would be more efficient. And I think it would be more just too.